Hey everyone, I'm Michael Simon and welcome back to Android Confidential. And let me just get this right out of the way. If you didn't like my last video on the iPhone XR and Android, you're probably not gonna like this one either. Let me explain. So in my last episode, I talked about the iPhone XR and Android phones and value and how premium phones could follow Apple's lead here, like Samsung and Google, and I got some opinions. People weren't happy with me. They told me stupid. They told me I should go back and live in my basement, which I'm not doing. That was a snap judgment. I had the phone for about a day, day and a half, and I was impressed with what Apple had done. They took a $1,000 phone and they basically made a $750 version of it without sacrificing the things that people want, like processor speed and battery life and a really good screen. So I want to be fair. Over the last couple of weeks, I've taken the iPhone XR and I've compared it against the Pixel 3 XL, the Galaxy Note 9, and the OnePlus 6T, which I feel are the three best Android phones right now. Some of them cost as much as the iPhone XS, some of them are cheaper, like the OnePlus 6T is $550. So I tried to cover the whole spectrum here to see if my original judgment was correct. So first we have design, and this one surprised me a little bit because Apple usually wins these arguments, and the iPhone XR is a really nice looking phone. It has a glass back and all the things that you expect from an Apple product. Great build quality, really nice colors on the back, but the OnePlus 6T I think really takes it one step further, and that's because of the bezels. The iPhone XR has really thick bezels going all the way around the sides. I mean, they're like 4.5 millimeters. And that's all the way around. So we're talking about 8 to 9 millimeters across. That's a lot. The Galaxy Note 9, really gorgeous phone, but that top and bottom, the chin and the forehead, it's getting a little old. The Pixel 3 XL, I'm not even gonna talk about because that is not in contention for best design of anything. But the OnePlus 6T is just, it's one of the best looking phones I've used all year. It's got that small little notch at the top, so you got a real immersive display. Slim bezels all around. The chin is only slightly bigger than the side, so it's not distracting. It's easy to hold. It's just gorgeous. And the XR is really nice if the bezels were like 1.5 millimeters thinner, but they're not. So let's look at the display. And Apple's gonna lose this one too because it's an LCD and it's 720p, which is just crazy. But if you care about pixels and OLED and 1440p and 2K and all these things, yeah, the iPhone XR is just gonna be a garbage phone. But people aren't gonna notice it. I used it every day for like a week and a half. And after like a day or two, I didn't know I wasn't using an OLED phone. I didn't know it didn't have as many pixels as the Pixel 3 XL. These aren't things that your eye can discern on a daily basis unless you're looking for it. And if you are, and I did, then the Galaxy Note 9 is the way to go. Samsung just kills it with displays. In fact, they supply a lot of the displays in these phones. The Note 9 is just fantastic. It's bright and crisp and color accurate, and they have tremendous controls where you can dive in and really kind of get the picture the way you want it to be. And they're the best. But the iPhone XR for an LCD and for a 720p display is damn good. Damn good. So let's get into actually using them. And we'll start with battery and performance, and the XR, sorry to say, just kills it. It's got a 2900 milliamp hour battery, which is the smallest by a good margin from all of these, but it just lasts and lasts and lasts. It's crazy. Like, I use this thing on max brightness with watching videos, and it took me hours and hours and hours and hours to kill this battery. It is insane what Apple does to optimize the OS, the hardware, and the battery of this phone. It's also got the A12 Bionic chip, which is the newest. Now, Apple could have easily put an A11 chip in this thing and they still would have sold them. People aren't gonna necessarily ding them for knocking $250 off the price of their current flagship and putting an old processor in it. That's what Android phones do all the time. They didn't. It's the same chip, it's the same speed. I benchmarked the hell out of these things and it's just as good. And it destroys Android phones. I mean destroys them. Check out these numbers. I ran a Geekbench 4 single-core multi-core test, and the iPhone XR got 4,818 single-core, 11,326 multi-core. That's as good as like some laptops. Pixel 3 XL, which is optimized for Google and all that stuff, 2,300 single-core, 8,400 multi-core. That is not even in the league of the iPhone XR. It is not even close. Now, I know you're gonna yell at me, tell me I'm an idiot, all these other factors. You're wrong. Apple kills it. They get it, and Android just can't compete when it comes to this stuff. And the camera, which is, probably the most important part of these phones. And listen, Google just is better than everyone else here. They only have one lens on their Pixel 3, but the things that they do behind the scenes, the processing, the computational stuff, it's just off the charts. They have amazing low light stuff, the portrait mode, they have all these cool little features that they added with this one. It's just awesome. But the XR, really good. You're getting a single lens instead of the dual lens on the XS and the Note 9 and other phones, but they're doing some good stuff. They let you do portrait mode now, which is nice, and it's only people, but it's still really, really good. Does better low light. You're getting great, great color accuracy and clarity and exposure. It's a really good camera. You're not getting a lesser camera in the XR versus other ones on this table. Even the Note 9, which is, it's a really good phone. I like the XR a little bit better. So if you really care about photography, if that's your number one reason for buying a phone, get the Pixel 3 XL, but you're not going to be upset with the XR. All right, so quick recap before we go on. We got the best design, OnePlus 6T. Best screen, Galaxy Note 9. The best camera, the Pixel 3 XL. And the best performance battery, and the iPhone XR. So we're pretty even here. What pushes the iPhone XR over the edge in my mind is the OS and the updates. I don't care what phone you like. You have to look at Apple and just be a little bit jealous, because you're not just getting a great phone now with iOS 12. You're getting a great phone a year from now with iOS 13, 2 years from now with iOS 14, 3 years from now with iOS 15, maybe even 4 years from now. And in between all that, we're getting updates. And Google promises monthly security updates, which they deliver, and 2 years of full version updates, which will be Android Q and Android R, whatever they're called. Now, if there's a problem with the iPhone XR, and there will be, things break, things are messed up, Apple pushes out an update in like a week. Google, how long has it been since the Pixel 3 XL has come out? A month and a half? There are known issues that Google has admitted to that should be fixed, that are degrading the experience, and Google just says, yeah, we'll get to it in a couple weeks. That doesn't cut it in my mind. If you're paying $900,000 for a phone, you should know this thing is going to be fixed within days of them finding out about the problem. Apple delivers that. Google, Samsung, OnePlus, everyone else just doesn't. And if you're going to buy a phone, if you aren't married to either of these operating systems, XR, that's the reason to grab this phone. So there you have it. I did a ton of testing on this. I wrote a ton of words. I will provide a link in the description below. While you're down there, be sure to subscribe to our PC World YouTube channel, where you'll find all the rest of our Android and PC World coverage. If you disagree, and I know you will, the comments are down below. Try to be a little bit nicer than last time, and I'll catch you next time.